I'm back another album review. Today's review is on The Last Sucker by Ministry. This is the 11th studio album from the band, and it's the third and final part of their anti-George W. Bush album trilogy. The album was recorded and mixed at 13th Planet Studios in El Paso. It was produced by Al Jourgensen and Dave Donnelly, though Dave did the mastering at DNA Studio Mastering in Studio City, California. The primary members for this album were Al Jourgensen, Tommy Victor, Paul Raven, John Bechdel, and Sin Corinne. The engineer was John Bilberry, who provided drum programming with help from Al. The album was released on September 18th, 2007 on 13th Planet Records and Megaforce Records. This means that the 20th anniversary is going to be next year. With that out of the way, let's talk about the songs. The album's intro is Let's Go. This track really shows how the album is partially rooted in speed metal and thrash metal, not just industrial metal. The track is heavy as fuck. It's my favorite song on the album, and it's one of my favorite Ministry songs in general. The next track is Watch Yourself. Paul Raven helped Al to write the lyrics. This was the last Ministry album that Paul ever worked on because he sadly passed away from a heart attack a month after this album was released. After that is Life is Good. The band sometimes plays this track at live shows, and they do a damn good job at it from what I've seen. Next up is The Dick Song. This track in particular happens to be the one with the funniest title. Up next is The Last Sucker. Now, this is the title track, and it's one of my favorite songs on the album. That's followed by No Glory. Now, this wasn't the only anti-Bush album released in 2007, because Year Zero by Nine Inch Nails and New Massive Hell by Bad Religion came out the same year. This track in particular has additional backing vocals from Kevin Spence, and he's featured on the rest of the tracks. We followed up with Death and Destruction. The title is a perfect analogy for the wars in Afghanistan and Iraq. Right after that is Roadhouse Blues. This is a cover of the song by The Doors. If you ever wanted to hear an industrial metal version of this awesome song, then look no further. This may be a hot take, but I think this version is even better than the original. The intro vocals were provided by Kevin. Now, the song was also covered by Creed, but I think Ministry did it better. The following track is Die in a Crash. This track, along with the last two, feature Burton C. Bell. Burton is no stranger to working with Ministry, and it's fair to assume that he's good friends with Al. Both of them wrote the lyrics with help from Tommy Victor. The second to last track is End of Days, Part 1. This track has the same writers as the last one, albeit with Paul helping them out. All four of them wrote the next track, which is also the last one. The album's outro is End of Days, Part 2. This track has additional backing vocals from Josh Bradford, Angie J, and Aaron Braswell. The track also has a sample from Dwight D. Eisenhower's farewell address, warning about the dangers of the military-industrial complex, as well as a sample from O Fortuna. When researching this album, I read that it was number 130 on the Billboard 200, number 17 on the US hard rock albums, number 16 on the US independent albums, and number 95 in Germany. The album mostly received positive reviews from critics, since it has a 73 on Metacritic. Al said in an interview with Billboard that he wanted to disband Ministry with this album and try to get other artists to sign on to his label. In 2012, he was interviewed by Songfacts. And he said that he felt sympathy for Bush, given how hard he bashed him on this album. He also said that Bush was really stupid and claimed that it was Dick Cheney and the oligarchy who were running the country during the making of this album. Now for my thoughts. I think this is an absolutely fantastic album. Out of all the anti-Bush albums ever released, I personally think this is the best one. Other artists have shit on the Bush administration throughout the 2000s, but no one did it better than Ministry. Alan clearly knows what he's doing, even though he did claim that the albums that his band made during Democratic administrations were bad. But I still got some amount of enjoyment out of those albums regardless. Despite the tragedy surrounding this album, I think it is a possible contender for being the best album of 2007. Now, Ministry entered a hiatus in 2008 and wouldn't get back together until 2011. More on that in a future episode. Overall, I highly recommend this album. And now this part where I question you. Have you listened to The Last Sucker? If so, what do you think about it? What's your favorite song from it? What do you think is the best anti-Bush album? Let me know in the comments. If you like the video, be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Be sure to press the notification bell to notify of future videos. Thanks for watching, and I'll be back soon with another video.